Hi dear students, now I'm going to teach you how to plot the graph for the trigonometric function of y equals cosine of x, okay? Again, we are going to focus first in the unit circle, and now I want you to pay attention to the cosine, okay? And while plotting the table here, we have that when we have the angle 0 pi here, the cosine equals 1. Okay, when we have the angle pi halves, the cosine equals 0. When we have the angle pi, the cosine equals minus 1. And we have the angle, when we have the angle 3 pi halves, the cosine equals 0. And when we have the angle 2 pi radians, and the cosine equals 1. We write everything in the table, and when we go and plot the graph, remember that in the graph we have in the x-axis the values for theta, and in the y-axis we have the values for cosine. Okay, so the first one is 0 pi 1, which is this one, 0 pi and 1. And then in pi halves 0, in pi halves 0, in pi we have minus 1, which is here, and in 3 pi halves in 0, and then in 2 pi 1. Okay, once you have plotted the 5 points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you join them with the waves, and just remember that these waves are coming from the negative infinity and then they go to the positive infinity. That's why the domain is going to be from the negative infinity to the positive infinity. Okay, good. Now once we have plotted this, let's analyze all these points. The first one, the amplitude, dear students, is the absolute value of A. And again here, the A is the coefficient of cosine, which in this case is 1. So with the absolute value for 1 equals 1. And then the period. The period, the little formula, remember, is 2 pi over B, which is 2 pi over the coefficient of x is 1 in this case. So we have 2 pi. And the period, remember, is the size from the beginning to the end of the cycle for this function. Okay? Good. And then the quadrant. This is the size of the quadrant. Do you remember about the 4 quadrants? That's why we have to divide the period that we have gotten here by 4. So this is 2 pi divided by 4 pi halves. And this is the measure that you are going to have from one point to the next one. From here to here, here to here, and you continue. Okay? Then the beginning of the cycle, where the cycle is going to begin. So you take the bx plus c that you have here. In this case, we just have the x. And we equalize x equals to 0. And so we know now that the cycle is going to begin at 0. And then the ending. For the ending, we take again the bx plus c. In this case, it's just x equals to 2 pi. That's why we get 2x equals to 2 pi. This is where our graph is going to end, which is, in this case, here. Okay? And now, remember that in the beginning, you are going to equalize to 0, and in the ending, you are going to equalize to 2 pi. Good. Then, the maximum, dear students. In this case, we have 2 maximums. So you have to write both of them. In this one, we have 0, 1. And in the other one, here is 0 pi, dear students. 0 pi, 1. And in the next one, you have 2 pi, 1. Okay? The minimum, we just have one minimum, which is in pi, minus 1. And then the range from the bottom to the top. The domain, I already told you that it is coming from the negative infinity to the positive infinity. Okay? And then the range from the bottom to the top. So we come from the bottom. Okay, and here it starts. The graph starts here, so you take in account this negative 1. As it is included, you have to write bracket, comma. You continue, Okay, it ends here in 1. So you write the 1 and you close with the bracket because the 1 is also included. Okay? Okay, dear students, thanks for your kind attention. I hope you can find this explanation useful. Take care, stay at home, and study hard. Bye. See you tomorrow.